Hello, Star Wars unboxing fans. I'm tired. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's unboxing show, or I should say reboxing show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and here's the deal. At the time of this recording, I am prepping for my first, I guess you could say, toy show, okay? A friend of mine, as I've been mentioning on the channel, if you watch my channel, you know that I've been acquiring loads and loads of unboxed vintage Star Wars items, along with some boxes, some instructions, some pieces of vehicles and play sets. And the reason for that is that I've been gathering a stock of product for me to sell, both at my Star Wars sale, along with other opportunities. So I've done 2 of 3 types of sales. Actually, I've done 2 of 3 types of sales that so far. I've done the yard sale, the Star Wars sale, which was very successful. I've done the flea market, which was mildly successful. It was certainly worth the day, that day, but it could be hit or miss depending on a lot of other factors. But the next one I haven't done yet is a toy show. So a friend of mine is running a toy show and has invited me to set up a table free of charge, which is great because it's like a literally, aside from gas, it's a there's no in it. There's no investment in my part. I can go in, I can try it and see what happens. So that's kind of what I'm doing. There's a lot of people that are very, 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 familiar with this kind of thing. They're experts at it. And honestly, I'm just here to learn. I want to learn how to do it because this is something I plan on doing as a retirement, second career, if you will. Okay. And I have a lot of items here. I'm trying to put a balance together of mostly vintage 70s and 80s with a few of modern stuff thrown in. Modern meaning 90s and later. So, but mostly I'm trying to do vintage. But the other thing is I don't want to get rid of all of it. I want to keep some of it for my sale in June, which is at this point still another, 9-8 months off. So I don't want to, keep this, plus the stuff has to make it through the winter in this garage. If you notice, my garage is a separate car garage. You can see that light through all the windows. There is no direct path, protected path to my house. So this gets exposed to the elements. It gets freezing cold in the winter, that type of thing. So, but I think if I have everything kind of boxed up safely enough, I think it will survive it. But here's the thing. I have a little tiny Honda Cross Tour. There it is sitting out there. My wife's got a Honda. I've got a Honda CR-V. My daughter's got an HRV. I got the 2010 Cross Tour, okay? Because I don't put a lot of mileage on it. So I figured I'd get the oldest car, but it's surprisingly roomy. I got a lot of stuff in there. I was able to pretty much put out 2 tables worth of merchandise for the flea market. So what I want to do now though, is go through all of this and see what stuff I had. And these are the things that these are the things, hold on a second. Let me switch it around here. Oops. Okay. These 2 boxes are representative of the things I've acquired, fixed, added to the sell pile, okay? Many of them were things, a lot of them were from Star Wars Daddy. Hey, Star Wars Daddy, thanks so much for your deals, okay? Some of which I put in my collection, some of which I was looking to maybe possibly flip. Not, as I've said on the channel, I'm not doing this for a major profit. I'm just doing this really to kind of build up my skill set as a Star Wars collector / dealer, okay? I mentioned, things like Star Wars yard sale that I do, which is very successful. Flea market, which is, a little bit successful. Certainly okay the first time I did it. And I want to see what the toy show does. There are other areas like eBay. I've done eBay, and I've had a lot of success with eBay. But eBay comes with a lot of fees and a lot of extra expenses that they're kind of hidden, So the thing is, though, my car is not going to fit these boxes. Okay, it's going to be too big. And not only that, but if I fill them up to the brim, they're going to be pretty heavy, okay? So I have a couple of little boxes here, so I'm going to switch a few things out, maybe use a couple of bins, just try to set up what I can. And again, mostly vintage, but I'd like to get at least a little bit of stuff. I don't want to put it all out there because I want to save some of it for the summer. So we're going to kind of move a few things around. Okay, I got a nice size box like this. So this is the kind of thing where if I can get my working Imperial Troop transport, which works really nicely. I don't think my Falcon will fit in there. Not only that, even if it did, I'm not done kind of restoring this. Maybe I'll just temporarily, I guess it will fit, okay. But I won't be able to get a lot else in there. But All right, and I can use this to, actually we're using my beanie, my Star Wars buddies here to just kind of buffer it. Maybe I'll do that actually here too. Just kind of set them on either side, put one underneath. Now, it's something I noticed is that, all right, I got 2 here. And, oh, no, I do have 2 more. Okay, good. All right, this guy, he's complete. Yeah, I know I probably shouldn't be doing this so haphazardly, but the reality of it is that these are all working, by the way. Again, another shout out to Star Wars Daddy for not only selling a lot of this stuff to me, but also for putting his videos together on things like how to repair them, how to get them. Yeah, this actually works out pretty well. Got some micro, a couple of those, right? Got a few of these. This is some good stuff. I like to put a few these are doubles of things I have. I really love collecting stuff like that. Okay, got a little of these guys in there. Oh, got a tauntaun. Okay. I think the rest of these I'm gonna leave alone. All right, so that's good. That's a start. Okay, I found a bin that didn't have a lid, which is good because I can kind of overstuff it. That'll fit in the car a little better than this. I put most of that stuff in here. Then all I have left in here are some pieces of stuff, which I really wasn't. Oh, this is good. Get that in there. That might fit. I'm gonna need another box, but yeah, and yeah, some of this stuff, Star Wars Daddy, expect a package in the mail. I'm gonna send you some giveaway stuff. Let's see what we got in these. This one is, yeah, this is all newer stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna try this one. I don't know if I want to bring that. Except maybe these. These might fetch some interest. Oh wait, that and well, my start. No, hold on for a little bit. These posters, yeah, I think I want to bring those. So the other thing I'm doing here is setting things up, kind of. I'm setting things up a little bit differently in here so that I can get access to things a little easier, because right now things are a little bit far apart. I definitely think I want to bring some of these the maquettes, the animated maquettes. I think I got a C-3PO one and the Obi-Wan one, so I definitely want to bring those here too. Yeah, I think that might have some interest, although I tried selling them at the flea market, no interest. That's the thing. The other thing I realized is that, there's a lot of competition for interest, different types of things. So plus I'm only Star Wars. There are going to be people there with maybe G.I. Joe and Transformers and who knows what. So what else we got? Whew. Looking around here, I didn't realize how much I've actually been acquiring over the past couple of months. I mean, I know I've been doing a lot with Star Wars Daddy, but there have been other things too. And I was just looking around like, wow. Like I forgot about these guys. It's crazy. I'm looking in this box. Got some models. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to bring all this, guys. I think what I'm going to do is I've kind of set up these guys. This is not going. This is like kind of my working box. And I got some of these. These are going, definitely. I think I'm going to bring my Code 3 collectibles and those Darth Vader TIE Fighter, along with some posters. I'm gonna once I start loading, when I'm done loading the truck, and then with those items, I'm gonna kind of go through all of these and just see. I don't want to bring all of my vintage because that's a lot. So I also have my buttons and my bookmarks and things of that nature that seem to go well for people with limited budget. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of go through. I already showed you this one, and there's a box and a bin under there. There's some stuff. There's some Saga collection and Clone Wars stuff that I might throw in and bring. And I haven't gone through all those bins. There's also Star Wars, but those are mostly modern. So I think I'm just gonna kind of take little pieces and fit it in. All right, cool. So not a long video. Just letting you know where my head's at when it comes to bringing stuff to the sale. Again, I know perfectly well I'm very managed expectations. I'm aware that this is a sale that tons of dealers are coming into with all different types, and all sorts of buyers are going to come in with all sorts of different types of wants and desires. And my vintage stuff is not what I would say mint in any way, but it is working. It is in good condition. Certainly good for display. Certainly good for people on a budget. And I can promise you this: my prices are going to be cheaper than a lot of people's. Okay, I mean I'm not calculating it to make a huge amount of money. At anything, I'd like to break even, if not maybe make a few bucks per item. Then I'd be okay with it. So, of course, I'm also taking into account travel and any other expenses. But beyond that, it's pretty good. So we will see where we are. I mean, all these boxes, I did not realize. I would say in this area alone, right, there are, I would say, 80% vintage and 20% stuff like this. Like the... Okay, before we go, let me just see what's in this box. I forget. Yeah, like stuff like this. Yeah. All right. So nothing crazy, but still. Obviously that kind of stuff would go for, really cheap compared to the other stuff. All right. So that'll do it. That'll do it for this quick episode. Hope you can go out to if you're in the tri-state, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area, that's going to be in Allentown. I believe it's a one-day sale. Just look in Facebook, and hopefully if I get this out ahead of time, I'll put the information about the dates and times. I know it's like I want to say the 22nd, I think is the date. Whatever that Saturday is, the Saturday before Thanksgiving, that's when it is. So hope to see you there. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, may the force and the toys be with you.